Okay, so we did get a sneak peek, but what can fans expect for season 2?
You can expect a lot of surprises. You can expect an edgier season. It's also much funnier. It's more touching. I think you can expect to be taken on a completely unpredictable ride.
Well done.
I agree. It's, you know, the truth is everything that you learned from the first season to do well, you get to build up of that. I think the show is a better looking show. It was beautiful the first season, but in terms of the effects and the sort of the filmmaking, it's just getting better and better.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's easy to forget that they're just normal kids, you know, they're just normal teenagers trying to live their life. And I forgot what term you coined it. It was superhero, extracurricular heroics? Yes, extracurricular heroics. Do we see them get back to normalcy at all?
Yeah, I think that's what's so interesting for us in the writers' room is there's always that want and that need to go back to the normal life, and there's always kind of this other life kind of pulling at him, and it is a constant question of balance. And we'll definitely see him struggle with that. You know, he'll try as hard as he will to get back to that normal life, but as we'll find out, like the events of season 1 being such that they are, will prevent him from doing that.
When did you say extracurricular what?
I think at the panel, I don't know, I blacked out and I said words. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And it was extracurricular what?
Yeah, it was, I forgot what it was.
Extracurricular.
It was when you were talking about we don't say powers.
And you called it
Extracurricular heroics?
Dude, that's good.
I'm glad I managed to pronounce extracurricular. My mouth doesn't normally make those shapes.
Future episode title, who knows?
Yeah.
When you come up with an idea for a show that's never been done before, what do you use as your source to figure out where you're going to even start?
Character. I mean, I think the basis of this show was just taking all superhero stuff out of it and all supernatural out of it. It was just, what if someone was in a coma for 12 years and they woke up and they had to make up for that lost time, and what type of effect does that have on his family, his parents, his brother? And then you add on to that he went to this other realm of existence and had adventures and fell in love, and now how does that complicate an already complicated story of someone who has to basically grow up in such a compressed period of time after having missed 12 years of like the most important years of your life.
I actually think that that's what makes the show unique, is that it really is two premises kind of combined, and both of them could exist and be a show in and of itself. You could do a show about someone who, went into the other realm, and you could do a show about someone who woke up. That to me is the sort of secret sauce of this.
So how hard is it when you come up with a power for him, translating that from the script to the screen? Why is the conversation so crazy? You can't do it.
Oh, we push. So far, we've never come up with anything that's too crazy, and that's credit to Stephen Adelson, who directed 4 episodes for the first season. He's doing 4 episodes this season. We've been really lucky to work with ridiculously talented directors who, continue to surprise us.
And we also rely on old-fashioned tools that sort of fallen out of favor in TV making. There's so much CG that kind of is used as a solution for everything, and so we do a lot of in-camera stuff. We go back to old movies like Nosferatu, and I'm trying to think of what else, but old horror. old vampire movies and things that use off-camera speed, just to try to kind of give it a sense of life that you're not used to seeing on television, where everything feels kind of animated for your perfection, and there's a certain kind of raggedness, I think, to some of what we're doing that makes it feel more unusual.
A lot of the times we'll actually launch people into the air, practically, and then digitally change Holden's shirt so it matches a previous shot. Like those are a lot of the times the visual effects we use. Like, oh, we shoot in Vancouver. It's like, well, that's clearly a Vancouver street sign. Let's take it out. You know?
There's your visual effects.
Well, having made a show that had a lot of digital effects in it before, I've noticed that a lot of times it's the ones that where all you did was stick a fishing line on something, pull it across the table, and somebody went like this. That everybody comments on as being the best effect.
Yeah.
But when you spend $100,000 on a visual effect shot, nobody cares about it.
Well, it's funny you said going back to like old movies, everything like that, because we saw in the teaser 1983 was Edgar. Is there anything that you can tease about? I mean, it's pretty secret. I know that you didn't want to spoil anything, but about Edgar, about Diego, about any new characters.
Well, I mean, Diego is Satan, and we really wanted to root this villain, this antagonist, in a painful place like that legend. Or maybe legend is disrespectful, like that story. That something that was rightfully his was taken from him, and he demands it back. And that's a powerful motivation for any character, and it forces us to relate to him in sometimes an uncomfortable way. That was a pretty exciting, I think, character for us to develop and create, because his goal and his motivation are so crystal clear and solid.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone can relate to that feeling of feeling like you were owed something and it was taken away from you. So now it's just, I'm going to do everything in my power to, get it back.
That was a great spoiler-free explanation. Edgar, yeah. Will we ever see his dad again?
Well, you never know.
Yeah, with this show, you never know. It was a pretty big tornado.
He's a pretty expensive actor.
Yeah, he is in Oz. He's with the Wizard. That's season 3. Yeah, I think with Edgar, you're gonna see someone who is very similar to Holden. We see Edgar as a cautionary tale. What Holden could have been had it not been for his family, his friends. Because as we saw, Edgar's childhood bear a striking resemblance to Holden's. So you'll see a few more of those similarities pop up.
Thank you, guys.
Very nice to meet you.
You too, guys.